Close your eyes for a second. It's 3:17 a.m., your phone is dead silent for the fourth day in a row. You're scrolling through old texts, dissecting every word, trying to figure out where it all went wrong. There's a knot in your chest so tight it feels like someone reached in and ripped something out. You look up at the ceiling and whisper, "Why is it always me who ends up alone?" And the silence hits harder than any answer ever could. This isn't bad luck. This isn't karma. This isn't just not the right person. This is a system. Your brain has been running a program someone installed in you when you were a kid, and tonight I'm going to rip that program out by the roots. From the time you could walk, they told you, be good and people will love you. Be nice. Don't rock the boat. Don't get angry. Don't want too much. Share your toys even when you don't want to. Smile even when it hurts. And you learned. You became a black belt at being needed. Only nobody told you that being needed and being wanted are on completely opposite ends of the spectrum. Here's the brutal truth nobody says out loud: you're alone not because you're not trying hard enough. You're alone because you're trying hard at the wrong thing. You're trying to be chosen instead of becoming the kind of person who does the choosing. Until you flip that script, you'll just keep collecting rejections like Pokemon cards. Trap number 1, you're operating from a scarcity frame. Your brain is convinced there's not enough love to go around. Good partners are rare. If you let this one go, the next will be worse, or there won't be a next at all. So you cling. You double text. You pretend you didn't notice the cold shoulder. You lower your standards. And every single time you do that, you tattoo backup plan across your forehead in neon. I've watched guys spend years chasing one girl who replies once every 3 weeks with an emoji. They called it patience. It was terror. Terror that if they let go, they'd have nothing. That terror has a smell, and it repels anyone who could actually want you. The way out is simple and savage: step into real abundance. Not fake it till you make it abundance, bone deep knowing that there are millions of people on this planet who could fall hard for the real you. When that clicks, you stop clutching crumbs. You start choosing. And suddenly the game flips, now they're the ones afraid of losing you. Trap number 2, you confuse attachment for love. Attachment is when you hold on because you're scared of the pain of letting go. Love is when you hold on because being near them makes you bigger than you were alone. 95% of your past relationships were pure attachment. You didn't love them. You were terrified of facing your own emptiness. Test yourself right now. Think of the last person you cried over. Ask honestly, do I miss them, or do I miss the illusion that I finally wouldn't be alone? The answer will gut you and set you free at the same time. Trap number 3, you're terrified of being too much. Too intense. Too sexual. Too ambitious. Too dark. Too loud. Too quiet. So you dim yourself down to a safe, beige middle. Normal. And normal is the death of desire. People don't fall in love with normal. They fall in love with the ones who make them feel something they can't find anywhere else. I knew a girl who on the first date looked a guy dead in the eyes and said, "I'm not looking for a relationship, I'm looking for a wildfire." 10 years later he still brings her up like she was a near-death experience. Why? Because she wasn't afraid to be too much. She was 200% herself, and it was terrifying and magnetic as hell. Trap number 4, you're looking for someone to fix you. You carry a hole inside, childhood, old rejections, betrayals, and you pray someone will finally come along and fill it. Nobody can. People smell that hole from a mile away and run, because being around someone who isn't whole feels like drowning. I spent years looking for the one who would save me. Every breakup dropped me into the abyss. Until one morning I woke up and realized I had to save myself. The day I felt complete without anyone else's love, everything shifted. People started showing up on their own, because I stopped being a black hole. Trap number 5, you accept crumbs and call it chemistry. She replies 6 hours later, OMG, she's into me. He likes your story, he's thinking about me. You've trained yourself to celebrate the bare minimum because you're scared to demand more. As long as you keep eating crumbs, no one's ever going to hand you the whole damn loaf. Stop throwing parties over tiny signs of attention. Stop thanking people for the bare minimum. Start acting like someone who's used to the maximum, and watch the maximum start showing up. Trap number 6, you hide your darkness because you think love has to be clean and light. Real intimacy starts the moment you show someone your demons and they don't run. As long as you only show the highlight reel, you're doomed to surface-level connections. On a third date I once told a girl my deepest shame. I waited for her to disappear. Instead she looked at me and said, "Finally, the real you." A month later we lived together. Truth pulls harder than perfection ever could. Trap number 7, you treat loneliness like punishment. Loneliness is boot camp. It's the place where you finally meet yourself. Most people sprint into toxic relationships just to avoid sitting in that room alone with their shadows. You're in the rare position right now to become bulletproof. You're in the darkest spot, and that's perfect. Only in total darkness do the stars show up. Only someone who's walked through real loneliness can build real intimacy later. Let's be honest. You're exhausted. Tired of chasing. Tired of overanalyzing texts. Tired of pretending you're fine. Tired of waking up feeling like something essential is missing. I know that feeling. I lived in it for years. And I crawled out. You will too, but not by doing more of what you've been doing. Stop trying to become a better version of yourself for somebody else. Become the worst version of the raw, cracked, sharp-edged, unfiltered you. Then see who stays. The ones who stay are yours. Everyone else never was. From this day forward you don't look for love. You become love. You become the person that forces everyone around you to level up or leave. You become the one people remember 20 years later and think, that was a real one. One random night you'll realize you haven't felt alone in a long time. Not because someone finally showed up. Because you finally showed up for yourself. You're not broken. You're just not assembled yet. And right now is the best time to start. Because the person who puts themselves together alone will never be alone again. Stay dangerous. Stay alive. Stay completely, unapologetically you. And watch the world bend, not because you forced it, but because it has no other choice. You're not alone. You were just on your way. And the road led you here, to the truth, to the power, to the real you. Welcome home.